Very good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us again on RealtyTalk. And joining me tonight, of course, is our CEO, Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
Hello and good evening to everyone here this evening at RealtyTalk.
Yes, we have lots to share, right? Half a year has passed and we're here to take stock of how the market has fared in the first half.
Of course, I think lots of happenings for second half 2024. And we have many insights that we have uncovered to share with you to help you make plans on how to navigate the interesting time ahead.
That's right. Let's move along. So before we begin, we have a full agenda tonight. We have some, I think, 50 over slides to share with you.
50?
Yes, 50 slides to share with you. Just before we start, just want to invite everyone to join us in this My Dream Home Survey. ERA is conducting a My Dream Home Survey, and many participants have already submitted join their housing aspirations to tell us more about what is their ideal home. So we'd like to invite you to join us by scanning the QR code and to participate in this survey.
So this survey is not just done by ERA alone. We are working very closely with Ngee Poly on this survey. And we will be sharing the survey findings with our many developer business partners.
Right.
And we are sure these added insights will enable them to design and build projects that home buyers want and need.
Yes. So to participate, simply scan on the QR code. You will come to the survey, but don't do it now. Save the page. Then after tonight's seminar, you can, of course, complete the survey and do submit it before the 23rd of July. And so you stand a chance to win that iPad that we're giving away.
All right. And for our trusted advisors, which is our ERA teammates?
Yes, for ERA teammates, you can also get your friends and your clients and, of course, your peers to join in the survey. You can simply go to the Sales Plus and download the link to send to them.
Right. And that's through the Sales Plus Share Now.
Yes, Sales Plus Share Now app.
All right. So without further ado, let's get back to Realty Talk tonight.
So some disclaimer. We're going to, of course, give you a lot of information that will help you in your journey towards property home ownership as well as investment. So all investments do carry risks, and so everyone's risk appetite is also different. So always do your prudence checks before you jump in to the property market.
Okay, Eugene, can you share with us what are the agendas that we have prepared?
Okay, so we're going to cover 5 main segments this evening. So of course, we have just ended the first half, so we're going to take stock of the first half property market data, look at how the market has performed. And so we will also look at past performance. Does that have any bearing on future pricing? Will future prices continue to increase, or will future prices come down? So that has always been a question for a lot of home buyers.
Absolutely.
Yes. So recently, the first half land sales has just been over, and government has announced the second half land sales. So we're going to look at the impact of government land sales on the real estate market, what to look out for, and also what is coming on stream, what to expect. So in October this year, government is going to launch a new category of flats called the Plus flats.
New category of BTO flats.
BTO flats, yes. So traditionally, it's known as mature, non-mature, but from October onwards, it will be prime, plus, and standard, PPS for short.
Right.
Yes. So prime is already in the market. Plus is a new category. And if you're not prime or plus, you are standard.
Right.
So we're going to talk about what is some of the implications.
Right.
And also with the recent opening of the Thomson East Coast Line Stage 4.
Wow, good news to all the people staying in the East.
Finally, we can take MRT to the East Coast. Yes. So how would it impact the East, right? And what is the implications for the market going forward, especially in the East side?
Okay, very interesting. Let's get started with the first point.
Okay, so let's take stock of first half property market data. How did the market perform? So if we look at the chart here, it does look like property prices continue to rise. So if we look at second quarter, there is increase across the board, HDB, non-landed and landed over the previous quarter. But over last 5 years, Marcus, how did the market do?
Okay, I think let's deep dive into the fresh estimate for second quarter 2024 first. As you have said, all the market segment from HDB, non-landed and landed segment has all experienced increase in property prices. This increase as compared to the last 5 years, okay, does it mean that the property market is still in the uptrend?
Yes.
Okay, but last 5 years, HDB have actually registered a price rise of as much as 43.4% since first quarter 2019 to second quarter 2024 right now. So as you can see, the HDB resale prices have gone up quite significantly.
Yeah. So the average out is about 8.6% per year for HDB.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next is for non-landed.
Yeah.
The prices have actually gone up by 33.6% over that 5-year period relative to HDB resale flat. The non-landed, which include new homes and resale condos, actually registered a lower percentage, okay, over this 5-year period. All right. And as for landed property, the price rise have registered 48.4%, which is the highest among all the three residential segment.
Yeah.
All right. So let's deep dive into new home prices.
Okay.
Because this is where a lot of interest is, which is new home. So I know that second quarter 2024, new home price have actually increased by 3.8% from first quarter price. So first quarter, we see that price is 2369 PSF as compared to second quarter 2460 PSF.
Yeah.
So how did this do over the last 5 years, Eugene?
So if we look at the numbers, over 5 years in general, average new home prices have increased by 29% over 5 years. So if we average out, it's about 5.8% per year over each year over the last 5 years.
So which means the new launches prices has been increasing over the last 5 years.
Has been increasing possibly post-COVID, and then possibly we can probably expect this trend to continue.
Okay, later on we'll explain more from the future GLS sales and launches.
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue with our Q2 2024 data analysis. So private residential transaction volume, how is it doing?
So if we look at the first half, largely overall transactions have gone up in the second quarter, marginally, but it's driven predominantly by resale market. So resale transactions, if we look at the table, is significantly more than new home transactions.
Okay, let's take a look at the first. New home first quarter transaction is 1139. But for second quarter, it has dived to 715. As for resale, first quarter is 2491. Second quarter, it have raised to 2939.
Yes.
So have increased.
So why is this so?
All right. So developer were not able to launch as many projects as they wish. So that is the primary reasons.
I see.
Because after the land sales, developer will take some time to submit for this approval to market and also launch the project. And all this approval actually is from the
authorities.
The authorities, yeah. which is CCH.
Yes.
And URA, BCA, and so many. Yeah. So if you are doing en bloc, even the en bloc property need to be demolished, then you're going to get approval from BCA also.
That's right.
So all this approval from the relevant authorities seems to take longer time.
Yeah.
Right? I hear from developers that in the past it only takes about half a year from the land sales.
Yeah.
And right now it's like after a year it is still not approved.
Yes.
Okay, so what's that means to the new home transaction?
Yes, because traditionally new home sales is a factor of new launches. So when you have more new launches, you will see more new home sales. So while there was a schedule, developers had hoped to launch a certain number of projects in the first half. It did not really materialize because the approvals took longer than usual to come. Yeah. So that's why we had a quiet first half as far as new home sales is concerned.
Yeah, because the number of launches is much lesser than we expected.
Correct.
But what is left in the
market is set to change.
Yeah, what is left in the market is the remainder units that is not bought by the first wave of buyer from the new first weekend booking.
Yeah.
So subsequently, all these are getting lesser and lesser.
Yeah.
So in fact, I understand that now the volume's less than 4,000 number of units in the market.
Yeah.
Okay, later we'll deep dive into what's coming in the second half of this year, moving on to first half of next year. All right, so there may be as many as 17 project new launches for second half 2024.
Yeah.
So we will expect sales to significantly pick up for new launches.
Yeah.
Over to second half 2024. Okay.
So if we look at the HDB market, BTO, the government has been increasing BTO supply.
Yeah, as much as 100,000 over the year 2021 to 2025.
Yes. So by 2025, they would have launched 100,000 new flats.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to read in the main papers that over in Kallang Whampoa there's new BTO, over in Bukit Merah there is new BTO, over in Bukit Timah also there is new BTO. I mean, so many places are launching BTO.
Yeah. So, but interestingly, if we look at second quarter's BTO, the resale applications in second quarter, they were amongst the highest in comparatively if we compare all the second quarters. So HDB resale transactions was higher even though the government increased the BTO supply. I mean, a lot of people were asking how come this is so? Is the demand really that strong? I think at the end of the day, it's important to note that while HDB did increase the number of units in the BTO supply, they actually slowed down the number of launches. Last time got 4 BTO launches a year. So nowadays, there's only 3 times a year.
So even though there is slated to launch 100,000 BTO flats, it's not launched at one go.
Yes.
What we have observed is the authority have actually slowed down the pace of launching the BTO.
Yes.
So it's quite similar to the pace of launching new private condos projects too.
So if you had wanted to buy new flats, you previously had 4 times a year to look out for launches. Now you only have 3 times, right? Mm-hmm. And also, I think a lot of publicity has been given to the upcoming PPS, Prime, Plus, and Standard flats.
Right.
It will only start, that will be in the October launch, right? So, and
the Plus flat is on October.
Yes, Plus flat. So, the Prime and the Plus flats come with resale restrictions, which we will later talk about.
Pretty stringent conditions.
Yeah, pretty stringent conditions. So, market is well aware of that. So, in fact, now we are actually seeing those, quite a lot of people instead buy the nearby flats, resale flats, to potential Prime or Plus locations.
Well,
because they
have
5-year MOP.
You will not be subjected to the 10 years MOP. Yes.
Correct. So
that also gives rise to demand for resale flats.
Yes. That's why home buyers are jumping in before the October launches of the plus flats, then these come with 10-year MOP and resale restrictions.
Okay, so do you think this current trend of price rise gradually but surely will continue? So will past performance indicate future pricing trend?
Okay, let's look at some charts to get a sense of the direction of where it will be heading.
Okay, shall we take a look at the new launches?
Yes.
And also its demand on new launches.
Okay.
So in fact, if we look at the available new launch supply right now, we are actually on the all-time low.
Yeah, I have never seen a chart so low before.
Okay, this chart actually, this bar chart actually shows the new launch supply that's coming into the market versus new launches demand. All right, supply is indicated by the gray bar, and demand is indicated by the red bar. So if we put them together, over the last 5 years, the supply and demand is proportional. So for example, in 2019, the number of supply that is introduced to the market is 11,000.
Yeah.
Demand is 9,009, which is almost 10,000. So it's quite close. Next is 2020. The supply is 10,800 plus. The demand is close to 10,000,
Yeah.
9,009. And then 2021, the supply is 10,400 plus, and demand actually shot above to 13,000. And 2022, the supply is only 4,005. All right, a drop from 10,000 to 4,005 is a lot. It's probably about 60% plunge in terms of supply in the market, but the demand is also overwhelming. It's almost doubled to 7,000, in excess of 7,000. Then 2023 itself, supply is 7,005, and then the demand is close to 7,000. And this year, for the first 5 months, guess what? The supply that is introduced to the market in terms of new private launches is only 1,865.
Wow.
That is like the lowest,
Yes.
all right, over the last 5 years. And the demand itself is close to the supply, which is 1,678. So what this means is the market is really short of supply. So the ground feedback that we got also indicates that the home buyers and investors are eagerly awaiting for more stocks and variety that will be coming on stream into the market on second half 2024.
Yes.
All right, because it is all this information is transparent and made known in the URA data, and also many of our seminar sharing.
Yes.
There's actually a huge lot of supplies that is coming. Okay, let's continue to share on how many numbers of supply is coming. Okay.
So Marcus, it is a known fact, and just now we have shown in the chart that new home condo launches, new home sales is basically proportional to
supply.
Supply
Injected is actually
so more launches will equals to more sales, right?
Right.
So what's the supply coming on stream in the next 6 to 9 months, and will we expect to see more sales?
Okay, from what we have tabulated, we are expecting more than 6,000 new units to be introduced and launched into the market. All right, that is second half 2024. So, first 5 months is 1,008, right? But in the second half of this year, is 6,000.
6,000 over there.
All right, so that is more than 3 times the number of units that will be introduced into the new home market. Okay, so of course, sales number will be expected to pick up naturally.
So if we follow that same principle of proportional to demand being proportional to supply,
absolutely,
we can expect the demand to pick up significantly in the second half.
Yes. So the reason why we have a slowdown in terms of new home sales is primarily because there is a slow first half 2024 in terms of new launches introduced to the market.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So I believe second half of this year will be a different story.
So what will it look like?
Okay, from the chart here, I can show you that second half 2024, the numbers will actually surge to 6,000 plus, right?
Yeah.
And then over to first quarter 2025, there is another 4,005 that is awaiting to get approval for launch.
Yeah.
So if all these are all launched, that means there is more than 10,000 units that will be injected to the market in the next 6 to 9 months.
We can see a V-shaped recovery.
Okay, then before I go to the V-shaped recovery, I will just say that year-on-year growth in terms of PPI, even though the number of new launch in the market remains very low during the first 5 months of this year, price have actually gone up by 8.8%, even though the volume is low. So we're seeing a market situation where volume is low because there's not much new launches, but prices of existing new launch is still increasing in price by as much as 8.8% for first quarter of this year, 2024.
Yeah.
So this is what we will forecast. We feel that the new launch unit will experience a V-shaped recovery based on the fact that currently we are at all-time low. All right, when the supply comes into the market in the next 9 months and beyond, because as evident by the huge number of GLS that is introduced by the government, all right, most recently, which means in the near future, after this 10,000 in the next 9 months, there will be more new launches that will be introduced into the private market. All right.
That's right.
So this gives a better representation of what is coming.
Yeah.
And we really feel that in terms of launches, we will see a V-shaped recovery.
Yes.
So as I said, if demand is proportional to supply of new launches, we will see this V-shaped recovery in sales number over the next 6 to 9 months.
Okay. So if we take into account all the recently awarded GLS sites and also the ongoing tenders, there will be more supply coming on stream. So there's going to be a very steady pipeline going forward, right? From the second half all the way and beyond.
Okay, so more new condo launches will be coming your way. This will drive demand strongly in the next 6 to 9 months.
Yes.
Okay, just take a review of the total of 23 sites that's awarded since 2022, which is over the last 2 years. These are the number of GLS sites that were awarded. And most recently, for first half 2024, all right, 5 sites has been awarded. Okay, so are we flooding the market with too many new launches?
So if we do look at this chart, it seems to be, right, 23 sites awarded over the last 2.5 years compared to 19 sites over the previous 3 years.
Okay.
So is it flooding the market?
Well, take a look at private housing supply since the last 4 years.
So if we look at this chart, it shows the number of units that can be put onto the market due to the land sales, right, from the GLS land sales side. So this year itself, if we total up the first half and second half GLS, we can possibly add about 10,500 units into the market.
Right.
So that comparatively amongst the from 2021 up to now, it seems to be the highest number, right? And in fact, it is the highest supply since 2013, right?
That is the units on confirmed list.
Yes, confirmed.
So these are potential number of units that will be available for sales, provided that the GLS site is sold.
Correct.
So it's only introduced.
It's only introduced. It is still subject to tender.
Okay.
And that's one. So if there's no tenderer for the site will not be sold. And even if there's tenderer for the site, is it within a price that is expected or the government want to sell?
So in other words, that means the government has prepared quite a lot of inventory
Yes.
For the developer
Yes.
to choose and to decide whether they want to
Bid for the land.
buy the land and develop on it.
Correct.
Otherwise, this number will not materialize if there's no sales.
So, but it is in the government's agenda to offer so many sites because their big picture is to ensure a steady supply, prices remain stable, price increases is in line with economic growth. That has always been their big picture.
No, that is economic 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah,
More supply equals to price drop.
Price stable.
Yeah.
Because the intention is not
demand
to
is
drop
very
the
strong.
price. Yes.
So the price will be
Stable. Yes.
right. So over a long period of time, price increase is in line with economic and income growth.
Correct.
That's the objective of the government.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look into the location of all the GLS sites that's added to 2024 confirmed list.
So very quick visual here. If you look at all the red dots, these are the sites that are up for tender in second half. So these are the second half confirmed sites that is going to be put up.
Shall we take a look at it?
sale.
There's Tampines Street 95.
Yes.
There's an EC.
So you can see that.
So there's one EC site.
One EC site. There's also Mass,
There's Faber Walk.
Faber
There's
Walk,
Lentor Gardens.
Torgard.
River Valley Greens Puzzle B.
Yes.
Bayshore. And Media Circle Puzzle A and Puzzle B. There's a Chuan Grove.
Chuan Grove. Government.
So this is not the Chuan Park on block, right? It's not, right?
But it's in the same neighborhood.
Oh, it is a GLS that's next to Chuan Park. That will be launched for GLS sales on the second half of this year.
Yes.
And there's Holland Link.
And Cheng Charu Close. This is a new estate.
Cheng Charu Close, where is it?
Yishun area, I think.
Okay, it's a mixed-use development.
Yes.
All right, as compared to first half 2024, these are all the locations that is for sales. Some of them like quite close to the second half of like Holland Drive.
Yeah.
Okay, also River Valley Puzzle A.
Yes.
All right.
Media Circle, there's also one there.
Canberra, Margaret Drive, Media Circle.
Yeah.
All right, Jalan Loyang Basar, which is an EC also.
Yeah.
So there's actually two EC plots that is in the pipeline this year. And Yarawan De Souza Avenue, Dairy Farm Walk, all right, Tengah Gardens Avenue, and Tampines Street 94. Lots of site.
Yeah, so EC will generally have a longer time before it can launch because of the criteria set by the government.
I see.
Yeah, so private, for GLS, normally the private land sale site, they will be launched faster.
Okay, so second half 2024 GLS site include attractive sites for developer.
Some of the attractive sites, let me just run through. The Tampines EC site is near the Tampines West MRT station. Lentor Gardens, the last site for Lentor is going to come up, and this is also near the MRT. River Valley Green is also near the Great World MRT station. Bayshore site, this is the first site in the new so-called Bayshore estate.
Yeah, it's beside the Bayshore MRT station.
Right beside Bayshore MRT station. And of course, the Chuan Grove site is also beside the Lorong Chuan MRT station.
Okay.
And the Cheng Charu is a mixed-use development and the first site to be launched in that new estate.
Well, I am excited with so many second half 2024 GLS site. I think the developers are also very excited.
Yes, they will be spoiled for choice, but I believe they will also be pretty selective where they want to be really gunning for.
So what's the impact to potential homeowners who are thinking of, making their purchase into the new condo sales right now? I mean, there are still so many launches. Would this mean that the future launch price will be higher, or should they be waiting for the future launch, or they should take action now on the existing units? So what's the impact of the GLS in first half 2024?
Okay, so if we look at this table, the GLS sites that were closed in the first half of this year, okay, so it's on this table. So essentially, the government has awarded 5 sites in this table. The first site, Marina Gardens, is not awarded because it was below the price expectation of government. So like I said, doesn't mean you put it on tender, there's a bid, and it's rejected because it's too low, right? The other one that is not yet awarded on this list is the Jurong Lake Gardens, or what we call the Jurong Lake District site. This is a very big site, and currently is undergoing evaluation. A consortium of 5 developers have put in their bid.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. But this is currently being
a big township. Huh?
Yes, it's a township being built there. So it's currently being evaluated.
So the 5 sites are
Media Circle, Orchard Boulevard,
all right.
Upper Thomson, Parcel B, Zion Road, Parcel A, and Holland Drive.
Yeah. All right. So all these will produce 2,990 units together.
So they will be coming on stream like what we talked about earlier on, not in the next 6 months, but quite possibly maybe a year from now.
Yeah. All right, or even longer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this Jurong Lake District that you're talking about, the new township pending URA awards.
So this Jurong Lake District site is, the bidder has only one bidder. But this bidder comprises 5 major developers, a consortium that come together. Capital Land, CD Development, Fraser's Property, Mitsubishi Real Estate, Mitsui Fudosan, and they have submitted a bid, but actually it comprises 2 bids.
2 bids, but
different concept
proposals.
Yeah. So for this to be the master developer in the Jurong Lake District site. So the way the bid will be evaluated will be using the concept first, then price.
Okay.
So URA will look at the concept. If they're happy with the concept, there are 2 concepts, right? So they'll pick one of the concept. Okay, this is the concept. Then they look at the price. Is the price acceptable to the government?
All right.
Yeah. So Marcus, so what's so special about this site?
I think by now everybody knows that the mega site is slated to be Singapore's 2nd CBD.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is Singapore for CBD?
So CBD was the CBD that we are so familiar with, the Raffles Place, Shenton Way,
Tanjong Pagar,
area, and
CCL Street, Robinson Road.
Because now it's expanded to include Marina Bay Financial Centre.
All right, so that is Singapore first CBD. So the Jurong area, which is the Jurong Lake District, is the 2nd CBD. This consortium brings together some of the top-notch developers.
So these are not small developers. They are actually very experienced and very seasoned.
Yeah, they have extensive experience in large-scale mixed-use project. And I believe this is in the white site.
Yes.
All right.
So white site, as we know, will be predominantly mixed-use.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these mega projects will require developer with substantial capital investment also. That is here for long-term commitment, spanning 10 years or more.
Yeah, this site is not going to be developed overnight. No. It will be at least a 10-year project, if not longer.
So I think there is a number of developments inside the whole Jurong Lake District.
Sure.
Okay, and of course, with specialized and also in intricate knowledge of developing mixed-use project on the white side. So understand that CapitaLand, CDR, and Fraser are each taking 25% stake.
Yes.
Whereas the 2 Japanese developers are taking 12.5% stake each, which means all are stakeholders and they have to be very committed to make this happen.
Yes, this is billions of dollars.
Okay, so the golden question is, what do you think will be the estimated launch price of residential projects in Jurong Lake District GLS?
Wow, this is Singapore's 2nd CBD. So you will expect to pay CBD prices. Right.
So our research team have actually forecast that it is at least 2005 PSF or
more.
Question mark.
Question.
Yes. Yeah. So what is the current project average sales prices?
So if we look at currently what's on the market, the Lake Garden Residences and Sora. Right, so prices start from 1904 for Lake Gardens Residences, and Sora is doing at 1962.
So it's still below $2,000 per square foot, and compared to the future of Jurong Lake Gardens GLS, this is like quite a disparity.
So technically, they are in the same area because this is called the Jurong Lake District.
Right.
Yeah.
So does this mean that it really makes sense to relook into the Jurong Lake Gardens residences and Sora?
It does comparatively look very much more attractive if you're telling me future prices just across the lake is going to be 2,000.
And if I'm not wrong, Jaden, some of the units are actually sold at the future launch price of 2,005. So
correct, it's already getting there.
Yeah, and on the average, it's like 2,270 PSF.
And this Jurong Lake
is amazing.
This Jurong Lake District site is white site, so it's a mixed development.
Okay, so as you can see, future launches from the 2024 launches do have an impact on existing project. Okay, let's go into another location, which is Media Circle. So Media Circle also will have Puzzle A and Puzzle B.
Yes,
that is in the 2024 GLS confirmed site. So what would this mean to the nearby development?
Okay, so there were 3 bidders for this site, and JV or a joint venture of Qingjian and 4Cs Holdings was a top bidder at 395 million. Right? So if we break down their bid, then we're looking at a land price of 1191 per square foot. And this bid price is just 4.4% lower than what EL Development paid for the nearby Blossoms by the Park site.
Right. Most likely it's because of the harmonization space that...
yes, correct. Because all current GLS sites have to take into account the new definition of gross floor area, right? And saleable area equals to gross floor area,
right?
So which is under the harmonization rule. So even though they got the land cheaper than the other 2 developers, it does not mean
less saleable space.
Yeah, they have less saleable space, and it does not mean that they will price cheaper.
Okay.
So in fact, our estimate is of the Media Circle estimated launch price could be another also 2,005.
Another benchmark prices.
Yeah, another benchmark price.
As compared to the here One North now is on pricing average like 2,003.
Yes, correct. So bear in mind, developers that got their site now still not able to launch. They can only launch maybe 1 year or.
Okay. So I would say that future. The current GLS that will bring forth future launches actually is like a booster to the surrounding existing launches.
Correct.
All right. It will boost the demand for it because there will be higher launch price in the future.
Yeah.
And it will make the existing projects attractive.
Yeah. So this is a very important point. So if you're looking at a current project in the area, the pricing, you must always think about what is the future launch price of upcoming projects.
So next is Orchard Boulevard GLS.
Yes.
So we know that there is a developer UOL and Singlang has actually JV as the top bidder among the 4 groups that stand for this site. And it's just sitting right at the Boulevard MRT station.
Correct.
So the bid price is worked out to be 1,617 per square foot per plot ratio. These sites is able to yield an estimate of 280 residential unit with commercial unit on the first floor. Indicative estimated launch price in the future, 3,004 PSF or more.
Yes.
This is what I hear from our project team.
Yeah.
But what is selling nearby is actually Cascadian Reserve. Cascadian Reserve has been moving most recently, and prices are actually from average of 2,856 PSF. But having said that, some of the spotlight properties that is in Cascadia Reserve, it's selling actually more than $3,000 per square foot on the higher floor. All right now. Okay. But there again, it as compared to the Orchard Boulevard GLS, there is still a price difference.
That's right.
Okay. So these sites,
it's quite attractive.
It's quite very attractive. Yes, it's well sought after locations such as Nassim, Mayer, and Wharton. This is another another projects for us to look out.
Yes. So as we know, UOL is very focused now on luxury collection. and they have projects in Nasim, Mayer,
Right.
Wharton.
So if the nearer to the launch, where it's hitting about 3435,
Yeah,
Cascadia Reserve will probably all be fully sold by then.
that's right.
Okay, so there's a forecast that we believe that the future GLS development are likely to be priced higher than current launches, and there are reasons for that, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
So some people, have been thinking that the number of bids from developers are getting lesser, average bids are getting lesser, and some of the land cost is actually cheaper than the previous developer. Does it mean that future land prices may come down? So the short answer to that is no, it's quite likely to be higher.
Yeah, that's the additional cost for a lot of things.
Yes,
Maybe
because
you can just quickly share.
So in short, developers face additional risks as well as higher development costs.
Additional business risk,
Yes.
higher
Interest
or
rate.
longer interest rate,
Yes, interest rate remain higher for longer.
higher construction labor costs, and professional
Business risk, property tax is higher.
Okay.
Harmonization rule
rules.
reduces your saleable area.
Okay,
Right.
additional
And
cost on
then
provision. for
Nowadays, we have to
community
do
use.
a lot of studies. and
Sustainability considerations.
Correct. So there's a whole bunch of costs that actually
So will developer absorb all these costs?
Likely, basically this means their break-even cost is higher, even though land cost is lower.
So these costs will pass down to
They still have to make profit, so they have to pass down
To the
in
buyer.
terms of buyer.
the next buyer.
Correct.
Okay, so which means the future launch price will be higher
Correct.
because every cost, development cost has been inflated. So therefore, future launch price will be higher.
Yes. And these are not artificial inflation. This is real inflation.
Okay, so for those of our audience who are more interested in BTO flats,
Yes.
maybe you got a word of advice. What are the effects from the stringent resale condition of HDB prime and resale flats?
So there's a lot of excitement in the sense that, we're going to have new category of flats coming on stream. Some of my, they are considering buying. All right, so there will be an introduction of new flats called a plus category.
Yep,
So let's look at the next slide to explain. So what are plus flats? Plus flats will be situated near MRT or the town center.
Okay,
So-
got three color here.
Yeah.
Red color represents
So
the
red
standard-
color are the standard flats.
standard flats.
Yes, and the golden color are what we call the plus flats.
Okay.
So these are the upcoming plus flats which are typically located near town center or MRT station.
And gray color is?
And grey color are the prime flats.
And altogether there is 8,540 units
Of
of BTO
for this year.
for this year.
That's right. So very quickly,
They are like all across Singapore, including central of Singapore. These are all the prime locations.
prime locations.
Like-
That's right.
This is like central of Singapore.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And then
Within each HDB town, there's also a prime location, right? So the prime location is where the town center is or the main MRT station is located. So that is usually where the plus flats will be located.
okay. So what are the conditions and effects of prime and plus?
Okay, so these come with some restrictions in the resale.
Okay, we have summarized here very stringent resale
There are
conditions.
three things that you primarily have to take note of if you're considering this category.
Is it?
Number one, prime and plus flats are subjected to a 10-year MOP.
Okay. Then you
Compared to the
we
5-year
hear about this
MOP that we used to, right?
Okay.
So these BTO flats, they are priced not according to market. When they release for sale, you will notice that the price is priced at a price where the income ceiling, household income ceiling can afford. So they disregard where the location is, they just price according to affordability.
All right.
That means flats in certain locations that are very prime, very central, they will receive more subsidy from the government. That means a bigger discount of the market price.
All right. So you hear it, if you are buying plus and prime, good for you. The government is giving you more subsidy.
Yes,
because
because
of
more
that
subsidy
location.
means when you resell the flat after the 10-year MOP, they will claw back the subsidy.
So the better the location, the more clawback.
Correct.
Because more subsidy
the more
given to
subsidy they give you, that means, the more clawback they will
Okay, if I look closer, that is June 2024. There is Tanjong Ru, Riverfront 1 and 2.
Yes, these are prime location
And
flats.
Holland Vista.
Yes.
And this clawback
Is
has
9%.
actually increased to 9%.
Yes.
9% of what?
9% of the
Future resale price. Right.
Yes.
It's
not the current price.
It's not the gain in it's not the property gain tax.
Yeah.
It's actually SSD.
Whatever is your resale price.
It's actually like seller stamp duty.
Yes.
All right. So it's 9% of the selling price.
Correct.
Okay.
So
and last but not least, there's a condition which is called income cap.
So some people think, okay, so if you clawback, I mark up the price, I sell high.
You sell high.
But you can't sell really sell high.
You cannot sell to all category of people.
Yes. They would restrict the resale buyers income ceiling cap to 14,000.
Oh no, which means someone that is earning 14,000 and below can only buy the prime and plus flat if there is
no COV.
For no COV.
Yeah.
All right. And someone with more than 14,000 are not eligible to buy the plus flat, right?
Correct.
So you can buy standard flat. You are not allowed to buy this category.
Correct. So what it means is
and that is the resale buyer, the future resale buyer.
Resale buyer.
So your resale buyer is someone that is earning 14,000 and below.
Yes.
Which means their affordability of loans is also reduced.
So we do a simple calculation here. So you can have the alternative to take bank loan or HDB loan, but both loans will work out to about your max loan work out to about 1.1 mil. All right, 1.1 mil only.
Okay, and both also assuming minimal cash upfront.
Correct.
All right.
So that means the future
resale price will be
limited.
About 1.1.
Because number one, your target audience is restricted. You cannot sell to anybody. You must sell to those that meet the income criteria of 14K per month.
Okay, so Eugene, I know that you are the spokesman of ERA and you always liaise with the media, and the media loves to write about $1 million flats.
Yes.
So like recent transactions, 1.5 million for a flat. Will that be a thing of the past in the future?
No.
If this happens?
Because the current standard flats next to or nearby these prime flats and plus flats, they are not subjected to these conditions.
Of course, but because there is a limit of 1.1 million, it will also affect on the surrounding flats that is even standard.
Yes.
Yeah, so somehow I think this is something that the BTO flats buyer has to know before they make a decision.
Yes, so it's quite clear that this category of flats are not for everyone. You have to be very clear about your objective before you do decide that you want to commit to this type of flat.
Okay, so we have updates on the first half data, and we also updated on the GLS, the government land sales, and the new launch numbers, what's coming in the new launch market. And we also updated on BTO flats, plus and plus, and the stringent conditions and what will be the impact for buyers of these flats. And in the future, if they were to resell it, what are the conditions that the buyer of their flats will have to fulfill? So let's take a look at the very interesting infrastructure change in the East Coast area, which is the introduction of the Thomson East Coast Line Stage 4.
Yes. How will it affect the East Coast?
Needless to say, you can take MRT to the East Coast.
Yes.
You don't have to take buses and change bus if you want to go to East Coast Park.
Correct. So
now East Coast is more accessible.
Correct. So before the MRT came into existence, how we get to the East Coast? You either drive. If you don't drive, you have to take bus. There's no other way to get there, right? So
for someone staying in Woodlands, if you go to East Coast, it'll be quite tough, right?
Yes, correct.
But now, with Thomson East Coast Line, is within minutes, you will reach your favorite spot in East Coast.
Yes, and in aircon comfort.
Okay, so the opening of the Thomson East Coast Line can spark interest in property nearbys.
Correct.
Yeah, we are Realty Talk Show, right? Yeah. We're not talking about MRT Talk Show, right? So we talk about Realty Talk Show. Seriously, I think the property that is nearby all these East Coast stations will benefit from this Thomson East Coast Line opening.
Correct. It simply
may not be immediate, but over a time period, property price will surge.
Yes, because more and more people will come to realize that, hey, East Coast properties are now very accessible in terms of infrastructure, connectivity, and all that. So you actually don't need to take bus, all right, to go if you want to East Coast already, you can take MRT. So more properties will become more desirable, more demand, prices increase.
So popular places in the east are now accessible, like East Coast Lagoon, Parkway Parade, Joo Chiat, Katong, Tanjong Ru, you know, all these will be easily accessible.
Yes, so your
Convenience of
commuting
MRT.
time is a lot shorter with the MRT. Also aircon comfort, and also if you don't want to drive, you can always take the MRT, so you don't have to have the parking problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Eugene, I know in the east side, there's also a lot of popular school, right?
Correct.
So proximity to education institutions
Yes.
for buyers of East Coast property is also a plus point.
Yes. So one of the important things to consider when you buy a property is that is it near to school?
That's very important.
Very important because
Very important. Always bear in mind this. If you have a choice, you should buy a home that is near to
yes, because this
popular school.
this affects your future resale value of the property, right?
Right. So East Coast have a good number of reputable schools
Yes.
that will ensure a steady stream of resale buyer or even resale tenant.
Yes. So the implication is that if you buy a new launch, right, you must always have an exit strategy, right? So and therefore, because there are a good number of schools, good schools, reputable schools in the East
And
Coast.
you have MRT stations that's near to the school.
Correct.
So you can
have
be assured of an exit strategy.
yes, you have a assured exit strategy.
And this will help prop up the property price in the future.
Correct. And if in the event of a property market upswing, you can even experience a windfall gain.
Okay, so the next point is price was set to rise over a period of time after the opening of Thomson East Coast Line, Stage 4.
Correct.
Hey, what is Stage 5?
Stage 5 will connect, I believe, to the airport.
All right.
Ah,
All right. So eventually there's Stage 5 some more.
yes.
Okay, so District 15, all right, is where most people say, hey, the east side is like District 15. Actually, District 14, District 15, District 16, and all the way to, what, 17, 18?
18.
Yeah, it's also in
whole
the
thing is
east,
called
east line, right?
Yeah,
But
correct.
District 15 will take at the price performance over the past 10 years
So we
before the opening,
so we typically use this thing called compound annual growth rate,
right?
which is a very more accurate measure of your investment, all right, especially property investment.
And we see this as a steady and sustainable growth. And what do you think will be the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, the entire area there is expected to be more accessible. I mean, it's already more accessible. It will be demand for the properties in the area will increase, and therefore, more demand will simply equals to higher prices in the future.
So, Eugene, you're going to tell us, is it this, A, or B, or C?
Won't go down.
So, will be
Confirm won't go down.
okay?
Right.
Will it be B? Will it be stagnant?
It's a flat market. Well, East Coast, how can be flat?
Somehow now got MRT.
Yes, got MRT.
Okay. So, will it be A?
School, quite likely.
Put a question mark here.
Quite likely. But how steep the curve also depend on the market conditions.
Of course.
Right. So as we said, in a good market condition, you can expect a windfall gain.
Okay. So, RealtyTalk cannot miss out good deals.
Yes.
So, we are talking about East Coast. We're talking about District 15. All right. So, what do you have in mind to share with our
There are
audience?
some notable new condos that is already on the market in the East. Let's take a look at some
of them. All right.
Nice picks that we have.
Oh, Grand Diamond.
Yes, Grand Diamond is 2/3 sold already, but prices start from just above 2,000. It's a short walk, 3 minutes to the Dakota MRT station, right? And it's very rare to find a mega development near MRT station, right? Because typically land near MRT station is very expensive. Yeah.
And we have been observing the sales here is like moving every week.
Yes, every week,
Yeah.
consistently.
And it is in strong demand.
Yeah.
Okay. The next one is?
Okay, next one is Tembusu Grand. It is also about 2/3 sold, and it is a 10-minute walk from the Tanjong Katong MRT, but it is next to very reputable schools. Correct. Next to reputable schools.
All right. And there's also another project called?
The next one is
That's the freehold.
Yes, it's a freehold project. So if you love freehold property,
It's continuum.
Continuum. All right, it's the largest freehold development quite possibly in the east, and short walk to the Dakota MRT station. Prices, of course, start from 2005 because it's freehold.
Okay. Last but not least is Straits at Joo Chiat.
Okay, so if you like boutique developments, straight at Joo Chiat, located in an exclusive private residential enclave, so it's a private landed property area. I mean, quiet. All right,
It's a boutique development.
boutique development.
And there's another one, which is
The other one is other residents, also located near Tanjong Katong Shopping Centre as well as reputable schools.
so where are all the freehold properties situated in Singapore? New launches.
Okay, so if we look at this chart, this graph, this map here, you can see.
New freehold condos are in the east.
Yeah, so if
We
we
just explained.
yeah, they're all in the east, right? And
There are some in Boon Keng
yes,
and also in Harrow Hill and Hill Shore. That's in the west side.
west side. So west side has freehold but lesser number than the east side.
The east has the most.
Yes, and if we look further up,
That is okay. All the east that we are talking about is actually RCR, right?
yes,
All right. But if we look at OCR, do we often have any freehold property? Do we often witness any freehold properties
seldom,
or really boutique development?
Yes.
Seldom, huh?
seldom.
Okay. But right now there's opportunity in the east, which is OCR.
Correct.
What are they?
So Cassia and Shorefront. So let's look at Cassia because
Cassia.
the booking is this weekend. It's
Oh, today is Monday, right?
yes,
So it's this Saturday.
this Saturday.
All right.
Yeah, booking is this Saturday. 276 units freehold. Prices start from 1,008 All right, low entry price. Possibly, I mean,
Oh, you
today's
can still get a one bedroom from
Yeah.
8xxk.
yeah,
I thought that is like
that's
history.
HDB price, man.
I thought that is already history.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, it's still possible now.
Yes, correct.
The 3 bedrooms is from only 1.6
Yes.
XX million. All right.
So for freehold development, that is very attractive price.
Right. I've just done a consumer seminar on this at Cassia Showflat last week. And I also mentioned about the tips on spotting good deals. It's something that is not very often available.
Yes.
That means it's a rare supply of such. And the entry level is low. Because when your entry level is low, your growth potential tend to be higher.
That's right.
All right, even though your resale price is lower in the future, but because your entry level is low, your rates of returns is actually higher. And coupled with the fact that Cassia is in a location of high rental yield.
Yes.
All right.
So if your entry point is low, you have more headroom for capital appreciation.
So if you guys have not submitted your interest on Cassia, can look out for our ERA trusted advisor.
Yes.
All right, and we'll be able to help you to take a final look at the show flats before the booking on this weekend.
That's right.
Okay, that sums up for our Realty Talk
Right.
for tonight's session on the Roundup halftime.
Yes, our halftime round up. So that's it. We've come to the end of this segment, and we're sure that the information we have shared with you this evening will give you a lot of information and assurance to navigate the property market.
To help you make informed decisions.
Yes.
All right, so
So,
our next Realty
Realty
Talk.
Talk. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.